What misconceptions did you have about sex before you lost your virginity? Less primal shouting than I imagined. Well, that's partly your fault. Caveman noises. I can't stop this feeling, deep inside of me. I didn't realize how much sound it would make, all the slurping and body noises. Was raised a conservative Christian. I thought it would be this life-shattering intimate moment that would fulfill all the years of abstinence and frustration. I thought our souls would connect. I thought every time we did it we would be so wrapped up in love that the world would melt away. I didn't expect it to be fun, awkward, weird sounding and wet. When I was younger I thought there would be a woman. I thought you were just supposed to stick it in there and hold it there. Porn mags don't really give you the in and out concept. Luckily I stumbled across some videos before I had a chance to make that monumental mistake. I think once you feel how insertion feels, you automatically want to repeat it. Vaginas get really wet on the inside. That surprised me for some reason. Lol. My boyfriend was surprised by this too. We were making out on his bed. I was only in my underwear. He reached down to feel me and was stunned by all the wetness that had soaked right through. He described it as off-putting without even realizing what he had said. It's been said that one's eyes can deceive them. Personally, I just misunderstood what I saw. I grew up with a decent understanding of how sex was supposed to work. But it wasn't until I was about 10 years old that my curiosity about it started to give way to an actually distracting desire. Unfortunately, this was back in the days when internet connections were comparable in download speed to tin cans and string, and I had to be incredibly selective about the pornography that I'd attempt to view. My method of searching on Yahoo for the term naked ladies might not have been the best way to scour for smut, but it still offered some decent results. One site in particular provided me with small, easily obtainable images of a voluptuous red-headed woman showing off all that she had, which was exactly what I had wanted, and although the images weren't particularly graphic or obscene, I was confused about one detail. Women, it seemed, really liked to eat baguettes while they were naked. This was an honest misconception that I held, and for far longer than I should have. In my mind, the act of eating bread was clearly some kind of a cultural requirement for copulation. I wasn't entirely clear on how or why that was the case, and I wondered if maybe I'd found the cause of yeast infections, but I did manage to find some historical evidence to back up my theory. Apparently the term fornication stems from the practice of boinking in an oven after eating a baguette-like piece of bread. No, really, look it up. It would be years before I realized what those baguettes had actually been, and that realization came just in time for me to start worrying about my size. I thought after I would have sex that I would never have to masturbate again. On the same lines, I never imagined I would want to masturbate once I get a steady partner and have unlimited supply of sex. But boy was I wrong. I had no idea how moist vaginas could get. First time in the dark I touched one and thought, that's drier than I thought. Then the lady I was with shifted my hand to the correct spot. Oh. Just how great the initial moment of penetration is and then how warm and soft it is inside. How desensitized I would be from years of jacking off and now having to wearing a condom. Also how intimate it can be. Oh god, I can jack off just fine but put a girl in the same room and it takes me ages to ejaculate, and sometimes by hand. I had no idea how soft a vagina was. I kind of thought it was a rubbery, hardish slit. In addition, the surprising durability of it. That shit can deadlift my weight no problem. It can sure take a pounding. It's still no match for me. Rip Lois Lane. Edit. Well done Reddit, you got the rip pun. Well done indeed. That having sex in the shower would be amazing. It's not. But have you tried beer in the shower? It's pretty good if you like beer. I thought that you could stick your dick in a nipple. I knew that women could breastfeed children, so I figured there had to be some hole there. When people mentioned titty I thought they were referring to putting a penis inside a nipple. I was slightly disappointed when I found out the truth. I didn't think I'd have to play so many mind games with myself just to stay in the game. I have to keep myself aroused enough so that I stay hard, but not so aroused that I climax too early. It's a weird balancing act that's sort of ruined sex for me. I feel like an engineer in the boiler room of a ship, running back and forth checking gauges and adjusting levers and shit. Not me, but a friend thought to impregnate a woman you not only insert your penis but also your nuts. When you pull out, your nuts will stay inside her. After a while you would grow new ones and could have sex again. I just hope he figured out the truth before he went into action. If not, he could at least tell the story of the time he was so balls deep in that he left them there. You don't really get too good of a view of the action. Sure, you can spread M and take a little peek at the b-hole when you're doing it from behind, or get some nice boob bounce when she's on her back, but usually you're preoccupied with the whole having sex thing instead of watching it happen. Also, positions are pretty limited. The weird shit they do in porn is totally for the camera and doesn't feel good or even really work for most people. I didn't realize just how low a vagina is. It's not tacked on front. It's literally next to the asshole. It's only there when you're having sex. The principle of vagina superposition, aka Schrodinger's pussy. That all women are hard to bring to orgasm. I'm pretty sure my girlfriend could orgasm from a stiff breeze. I'm actually a little jealous, although it's pretty awesome getting her off 5 to 6 times in one go. Stiff breeze. Well done, sir. That it was easy. Put your leg this way. It doesn't bend that way. I think I said this on here before, but as a teen, I grew up on porn. Not internet porn, but VHS porn, so I got all my tips and techniques from porn. So my first time the girl I was with kept on telling me you have to pull out when you come. I told her I know, and I knew exactly what to do. So as I was about to climax on the last pump, I pulled out and started to make my way up to her face to unload. There I was mid-cum and all I saw was my girlfriend's black ass run out the bedroom door. I thought fast always equals better. I was ridiculous. I wish I had listened to more Tenacious D in that regard. But fellas, listen closely. In fact, sometimes that's not right to do. And give her some smoochies too. Sometimes you've got to say, please, I'm gonna ball you discreetly. That's teamwork. What's your fave posish? But I'll do it for you. What's your favorite dish? But I'll order it from Zanzibar. Hard. That wearing a condom would feel just as good as not wearing one, according to all my health teachers. Boy, were they wrong. They weren't wrong, they were just lying through their teeth to make it as likely as possible you'd use a condom. Mission accomplished, I guess. I thought you impregnate a woman by combining male urine with female urine. As a male, I was so afraid of going to the bathroom right after a girl used it that I would flush the toilet several times to purify the toilet of any errant pee. So you thought using the family toilet after your mom was incest? I was late to the masturbation game, and had heard stories from friends at summer camp. One story that stuck with me was how unfair it was that men only get one orgasm while women could have multiple. When I came, I was filled with such shame and remorse because I'd just used my one orgasm that men get. I hated myself because I thought now I could never have children. Thought swallowing was gross. Realized it's a time saver on the clean-up process. What's there to explain? You get a boner, slap her titties around, then stick it inside her and pee. I didn't know boobs slid to the side when they laid down. That, although not impossible, it was pretty unlikely that you would get pregnant your first ever time having sex without a condom. Wrong. Please don't tell me you learned the hard way. Well, he definitely didn't learn it the soft way. That I could last longer than 7 seconds. I didn't realize what goes up must come down. When I was really young, I thought the amount of testicles you had meant how many kids you could have. I thought each testicle was an egg, and would transfer from daddy to mommy when they kissed, and would form into a baby. I seriously thought my dad had 5 balls at one point. I thought the penis went into the vagina much like a hot dog goes into a bun. I was shocked when I found out it would be inside of me. I thought sex was like a prize that women would reward men for being nice to them. I was glad when I learned that women enjoy it just as much. If it's ever a reward, your relationship is not good anymore. That there wasn't such a thing as bad sex or a BJ as a dude. Holy crap, that is very untrue. Are not the teeth. I was sort of running on the assumption that once I got laid I would just randomly become the shit. Like with no effort at all. It's not exactly like that. That the hotter the person, the better the sex would be. Nope. That pre-cum can get a girl pregnant. How old is that lesson now? Old enough to be learning the same lesson. The vagina hole is so far down. Ah, that's my belly button. That I would want sex all the time. I had a surgery that after I recovered completely robbed me of my libido. Haven't gotten it back. It's depressing and worstens other struggles. I was not aware that when a girl sleeps her heat output is roughly the same as a nuclear reactor's. You don't need a massive dick to satisfy her. There's so much more to pleasurable sex than ramming something the size of a small child's arm in her. It's all about angles, foreplay, communication, and utilizing every tool at your disposal. Honestly, rub her clit when you're her. It'll be the best orgasm of her life. A bit of soft biting helps, too. That coming would be easy. So easy that you should take care of things beforehand so you last longer. I'll be so turned on by sex that the refractory period won't be an issue. ... People said it was better than RuneScape. Although I still don't know. This 99 cape. That I wouldn't last much time. Don't get me wrong, my first time didn't last an hour, but it wasn't explode like I thought. I never believed when I was told that sex is a lot better with someone you really care about. Sex with someone for sex versus sex with someone you love are two completely different things.